the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too.
San Antonio Spurs! At the shooting guard position, at 6'6" number 14,
for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the San Antonio Spurs. A marquee matchup tonight. Two great centers going head-to-head. Brent, talk about the attributes scouts are looking for out of modern-day centers.
I think one of the things that they look for first with regards to a big man, Kevin, is a guy who doesn't shy away from contact. I know the game is moving with a little more open pace and space, but still, your big guy's got to want to be physical, because there are times in the game, whether he's touching it in the post or not, he's got to be a presence both offensively and defensively. That requires taking a few hits.
And with the ability to pass, and you know, there are guys like Bogut, even in advanced age, can still, I think, make a difference in that position.
Yeah, but if you look at guys like Bogut and Steven Adams, they're still willing to sacrifice their body, not for the glory of having the ball, but everything they can do for getting the ball into open space for their guards. That means hitting a guy, setting hard screens. That physicality has got to be priority one.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Minnesota, Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the center position. Now here's Butler following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
Leonard with no one around. Again, Leonard missing.
Well, it's like the defense has a bunch of matchbooks in their hands right now, playing with fire. They were fortunate that somehow he misfired on that one.
Teague for 3. The kick outside to Butler. The feed to Gibson. A second chance effort. Some solid defense from Aldridge.
And 1 for 5 is a tough way to start the game, Kevin. They got to get it going.
The shot, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Aldridge has got his first points of the night.
So difficult to defend Aldridge inside. He can go around you or shoot over you, pretty much whatever he wants to do.
Gibson against Aldridge. Teague, the pass to Butler. Gets it from three-point range. Butler's got his first 3 points of the game.
Got to get out on Butler from beyond the arc. His three-point stroke continues to improve.
Aldridge dishes to Gasol. Parker kicks to Leonard. On target from 13 feet.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
This is also one of those things where you start to think about how you're going to change your defense already. If at all possible, make someone else beat you.
Now that's the way it's done. Take it up high and throw it down with everything you got.
That's right. He was not going to take the soft approach on that drive.
Well, not that wide open. You're given a juicy gift by the defense. You got to sink your teeth into it.
It's rebounded by Towns. Off they go on a 3-on-1 break. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
And I'm just loving how Butler looks for his teammates. If you're open, he'll find you.
Spurs trail by 4. The dish now to Leonard. Aldridge with a screen on Wiggins. Leonard draws the double. Parker with a clean look, and it's off from three-point range. Timberwolves have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Feeds it to Towns. Wiggins against Leonard, and Wiggins throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk to Greg Popovich.
Well, Kevin, I asked him about their defensive strategy, and he said their #1 concern was taking away the path to the basket. Normally, three-point shooting is a concern, but in this game, he said, I don't care how far off the shooters we have to play. We want those guys taking jumpers and threes instead of driving and dunking on us. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game. Right side, Aldridge. Over Gibson. Aldridge can't get it to go.
And usually that mid-range jumper finds the bottom of the net. The defense has to be more aggressive moving forward.
Teague for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. 6 points for Jeff Teague.
Oh, great ball movement there. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. At the elbow, it's Gasol. Shoots over Towns. And it's off the back rim, no good. Timberwolves leading by 7.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
Here's Leonard following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Teague kicks to Butler. Teague dishes to Towns. Outside Teague. Three-pointer. Butler drops in the tray. Butler's got 6.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Opening day upon us, Brent. Some teams already looked as if they are championship contenders already. Others clearly in a rebuild mode. What's the mindset of players entering the season on a rebuilding team?
Well, if you're a veteran guy, you're asking your agent, can I get a trade? They would love to get on one of those contending teams. But a rebuilding team is about making progress each month. Really, quite honestly, that's what you want to see, Kevin, is progression month to month. Each of the games, maybe chunk out a block, 20 games here, 20 games there, and you'll want to see just improvement overall in what your squad is doing.
Looking at some numbers for Pau Gasol. A very nice season for him last year. Last season, put up about 12 points per game. 8 rebounds and 2 assists. And every team needs a good backup big to spell the starters, and that's what he brings to the table.
The role consists of rebounding, setting screens, protecting the rim. Anything else he gives you is found change in the couch.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Teague the pass to Towns. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 3 assists in the game. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. To the middle. Takes the 13-footer. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And this quarter has been all about him. We feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
And Towns gets it to go.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Parker against Teague. Parker kicks to Leonard. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
Now here's Teague. 6 points for him. The shot's good. Teague's got 8 points.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Spurs trail by 10. Parker dishes to Gasol. Parker with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Green kicks to Leonard. Over Gibson. Again, Leonard missing.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
The putback, and it's Towns on the follow. And now it's a 12-point Timberwolves lead.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
I just like the instincts Butler has defensively. Just fantastic at staying active and coming up with deflections.
Now here's Parker. Passes it to Leonard. Over Wiggins. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Teague the pass to Gibson. Aldridge with some nice D.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Over in the corner, Green. Offline with his 3.
And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
Butler kicks to Wiggins. 3-pointer. That shot off. So the Spurs will take it the other way. This is the first they're seeing of the Timberwolves here. First game of the NBA's regular season for them.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Here's T. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Towns dishes to Butler. Just 5 on the clock. Gibson. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
Maybe he's not the most aggressive defender or the most physical, but Aldridge does have mobility. That time he sends it back.
Timberwolves leading by 12. Towns kicks to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
And the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big 3 of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Gay comes in for Leonard. Ginobili's checked in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jang, he's checked in for Gibson. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And Jones subbed in for Jeff Teague.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
Jang with a clean look. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Zhang's got himself on the board with 3 there.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Aldridge with a screen on Jones. And Anderson kicks to Gay. And there's the pass to Aldridge. Wide open look. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Aldridge has got 10.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
Muhammad, the pass to Jang. Kicks it out to Crawford. Offensive rebound. Jones, no one around him. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the Timberwolves lead by 16.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Mills. The shot from the low post is good.
Like the execution on the floater there, Patty Mills is adept at measuring those difficult shots.
Jang dishes to Towns. And Muhammad kicks to Towns. Back to Muhammad. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 3 assists tonight.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Anderson passes to Mills. Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Can't capitalize on the good pick.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Pass to Crawford. Jones for 3. No good on that last second attempt there. Jeff Teague firing on all cylinders for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past. And we, many of us, maybe our last shot, our last season, we don't even know if we're going to have another season. So, you know, we want to do as good as we can.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, you know, though, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Timberwolves to be in. What do you think, guys?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
Yeah, if your opponent fails to block out, you get yourself in great position. That was the story of the first quarter for them offensively.
So on the floor for Minnesota, down low, it's Jang and Towns. Jones is out there with Crawford, and it's Muhammad in at the 3. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But, Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is
Oftentimes you're in prove how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for Minnesota.
It really struck a nice balance between long-range shooting and also attacking the rim. That keeps the defense off balance and keeps things flowing offensively.
Crawford continues to get the job done out there, one of the best sixth men to ever play this game.
Mills dishes to Aldridge. Ginobili kicks to Mills. And a miss there on the triple.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
It's Jones on the wing. Buries the corner three. Jones has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Just like to see the defense get more aggressive. They are asking for trouble as they're giving up open looks to this point.
Anderson the screen. And Mills kicks to Gay to stop the run. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Jang, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Mills, and the wide open shot from Ginobili. That three off the mark. Towns kicks to Jones. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in. Towns has got 10.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround, Jay, is just about unstoppable.
For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Brent, when you were playing in Seattle, those were the best assist years statistically of your career. What led you to become such a catalyst for that offense?
Well, it was interesting just as I finally got an opportunity to start to play with the basketball as a 2-guard a little bit more in Seattle, trying to play a little bit more up-tempo. And again, I'll mention opportunities because of Gary Payton getting double-teamed. It opened up situations for me, Kevin, where I could be a bit more creative as the off guard.
And you love that, didn't you?
I love playing that way. I wish I had more years of doing that, kind of the run-and-gun style that Phoenix employed for most of the mid-2000s with that 7 seconds or less. I could have been agreeable with that.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns. Great showing for him last season. 6th in rebounding, 12th in scoring, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop.
Well, at this point in his career, playmaking is Manu's strong point. Locates the open man there.
They get it back. Towns kicks to Muhammad. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. San Antonio's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Goes back up, and the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
Now here's Jones. He's got 8. Now Towns. Down low, here's Jang, and finished off by Jang.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Anderson the screen. Really left alone that time. Mills has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat really every time down the floor. Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
Towns the screen. Crawford against Ginobili. Towns the pass to Jang. Towns is double. Jones for three. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Now here's Mills. Spurs working the ball around now. Jang against Anderson. Here's Ginobili. The teardrop falls in. Ginobili's got his first bucket in this one.
Oh, there's a surprise. Manu out hustling somebody. Don't forget about him inside.
Crawford dishes to Towns. Stolen by Anderson. Gay against Muhammad. And here's Mills. Aldridge a screen. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. No good from Ginobili.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now here's Jones. 11 points in the game. Back to Jang. And Muhammad has it in the corner. And Jang kicks to Towns. Crawford outside. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Mills can't hit.
Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Crawford passes to Muhammad. Another miss by Minnesota. The Spurs shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. To the inside, Aldridge. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Yeah, he can have this kind of output, putting on a one-man show. Aldridge scoring whenever he wants.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Do a deep dive into LaMarcus Aldridge's career numbers. He is just one of the best big men shooting the basketball, especially from the mid-range, with incredible consistency. He can hurt you from all over the floor, but especially from around the 15-foot mark. That is his bread and butter.
San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Aldridge. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Kyle Anderson. Danny Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Murray's subbed in for Patty Mills. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Taj Gibson's checked in for Towns. Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. Now here's Jang. 7 points in the game. And it's Wiggins missing. And San Antonio shooting 41% for the game. Murray kicks to Leonard. Green against Butler. Dishes it to Murray. Takes the 3. Rebound Minnesota. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard.
Going the other way.
That is his first foul of the game. For Minnesota, they've gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Teague dishes to Wiggins. They get it back. He feeds it to Teague. He kicks to Jang. Pass to Teague. Inside, here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
It's like a morning paper for Jeff Teague. Makes a great read and swings the ball around for a clean look at the bucket.
Murray kicks to Leonard. Inside. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Wiggins with some nice D. Timberwolves have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. Back to Gibson. And Teague has it in the corner. Butler passes to Gibson. Kicks it to Jang. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Teague dishes to Jang. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Jang's got 9.
Yeah, no question who's been the aggressor on the offensive glass.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Leonard. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
High percentage look for Kawhi there. He's developed such good touch inside. That one's automatic.
Butler with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Wiggins against Gay. Gibson. Second shot opportunity. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound. Wiggins has gone just 1 of 5 from the field. Nobody near Gay. Keeps it alive.
Well, what stellar work from Gasol there, throwing himself against the glass and doing whatever it takes to find a second chance opportunity.
T kicks to Zhang. Back to T. He dishes it to Gibson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Gibson's got 4 points in the quarter.
He's been on his A game, seeking good shots, and he's a huge reason why tonight they're winning.
Chalk up 2 there. 14 points for Leonard.
He's making it look effortless. You combine Leonard's athleticism with his skill set, and now that confidence. Nights like this are inevitable.
Shots good by Gibson. Here's Murray. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Gasol kicks to Gay. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Murray with it. Picked up by Teague. Here's the teardrop. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound. Minnesota shooting at an even 50% from the floor here in the second quarter. And finished off by Jang.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Gasol a screen. Gibson against Leonard. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Leonard's got 17. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
Parker's checked in for Rudy Gay. T kicks to Zhang. Clock at 6. The kick outside to Butler. A three-pointer. Wiggins. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists in the game.
And Butler, kind of a Swiss Army knife, isn't he? I mean, more than just a scorer, a very capable passer as well.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 17. Leonard draws the double. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Offensive rebound. Outside Butler. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Nailed from three-point land. And 11 points for Jeff Teague.
First 3 of the quarter and 3rd overall, guys. The defense might want to step up just a little bit on him from this point on.
Parker against Teague. To the wing right side. For 3, Murray. He can't get that one. Wiggins. The shot off that time. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The Timberwolves on top, running.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first half went really well for Taj Gibson. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out of great.
And that wraps up the halftime show.
Now it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively,
now here's Parker. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Filling out the wings, it's Green and Leonard. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the point guard position. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
and Pau Gasol still remains an offensive threat for this basketball team, expanding his range over time and still has that nice soft jumper.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Shot clock at 2. Here's Towns. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Gasol working on the block, always patient, surveying. Good job getting deep that time.
Gibson up top, defended by Gasol. Towns kicks to Gibson, and Gasol sends it back. Parker outside. Leonard on the wing. Gasol kicks to Green. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Green's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Wiggins outside. Now the feed to Gibson. Towns down low. Aldridge on him. And the dunk by Towns.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. San Antonio calls timeout. Hey, Brent, Jerry West once said that his ultimate lineup would feature 5 6'9" players. I like that. In a league that features so much switching, and you were just talking about this, would that be the perfect recipe for a versatile lockdown defender?
Well, I'd take 4 6'9" players in Jerry West. How about that? That might be pretty
Always
good.
include West with anybody, right? West with anybody.
No doubt about it. At 6'9", I think what Jerry's alluding to there, Kevin, is the fact that each of those guys would have a tremendous amount of length to cover up the floor. So foot quickness, lateral movement, and then that length to bother anybody, not only challenging shots, but also getting to the rim and making sure that there's some protection around the interior part of your defense.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
And a look here at the shot chart for Leonard.
And plain and simple, they just don't have the three-point shot tonight. They'll need to keep taking them to keep the defense honest, but they can't expect it to be a major source of points the way they have been clanking it off the iron so far. Just a bad time to go cold from deep as a team.
Shot from the wing, and that one comes up a bit short.
No excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
Towns, the pass to Wiggins. Outside Butler. Back to Wiggins. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 10 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
Aldridge dishes to Gasol, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Gasol's got 9.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
The Timberwolves have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Wiggins kicks to Towns. Outside Butler. No good from outside. San Antonio with the ball. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Tipped away, and it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
A moment here to see the stats for Butler. Coming off a terrific season, checking in at about 24 points per, 5 assists and 6 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now.
Leonard with the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Gibson, here we go. Towns, the pass to Jones, and stolen by Aldridge. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard, killing it in transition.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Gibson. Gibson with another miss. The Spurs have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up. It's going to send Manu Ginobili to the free throw line. It's going to go on Tyus Jones. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Muhammad's checked in.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
No good, unable to end this run.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
Shots good by Mills.
Well, the more versatile that Patty Mills becomes offensively, the harder it's going to be to try to stop him.
Greg, in the areas you just talked about, rebounding and pace, the Timberwolves are very much where they want to be.
Yeah, the team just looks to make the most out of their possessions and try to beat you through efficiency. They have players that can get easy transition points when the opportunity presents itself, but in general, they aren't trying to speed the game up.
Here's Towns. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Towns has got 18 points in the game.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
6 on the shot clock. Ginobili with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. Here's Aldridge. It's stolen by Jones. Crawford kicks to Towns. He's still up. Now he is 9 of 10.
Well, Crawford with the ball, it's second nature there, ripping apart the defense, this time not with the handle, but with the pass.
Mills with it. 6 points for him. He got right to the cup using that screen. Leonard's got 25 points in the game.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Towns kicks to Crawford. Timberwolves passing it around. The dish to Muhammad. Crawford outside. From the arc. Cranes the three-pointer. 5 points in the game.
Yeah, Jamal Crawford looking comfortable from behind the arc on that one. Tough to lock him down out there. You're worried about him driving around you.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. Off the screen. Rebound, Minnesota. Gibson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. To the paint. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Jamal Crawford, a guy who has won multiple Sixth Man of the Year awards, and the guy that comes off the bench and provides you with some instant offense, ready to shoot and certainly ready to shake a defender with those incredible handles.
San Antonio making a switch here. Gay's checked in. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Zhang's checked in. Puts one up from 19. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Guys, they're just getting outworked. I mean, plain and simple. It's got to be more of a collective effort to secure that backboard.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Shoots from 12. No good off the back of the rim. And for Crawford, it's a luxury to bring him off the bench.
Well, Jamal Crawford is not a high percentage shooter, but with that volume shooting, you know he has the opportunity to impact the game, coming in and scoring and getting buckets. There are a lot of people who really enjoy watching Jamal Crawford come in, putting the ball on a string and making scoring sometimes look easy.
Here's Anderson. No good again that time. Minnesota's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Crawford kicks to Muhammad. Feeds to Zhang. Crawford outside. Passes it to Towns. At the top of the key, Zhang. And that's collected by Gay. Spurs shooting it beautifully here in the third. 56% from the field. And here's Mills for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Mills has got 9.
For all the strides he's made in other parts of his game, Mills remains at his heart a dead-eye three-point shooter.
Crawford outside. Towns the screen. Crawford dishes to Towns. Jones kicks to Zhang. Now Muhammad tries again. There's Crawford with the 3. It's good from long range. Crawford's got 10 points in just the second half.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. And there's the pass to Gay. And stolen by Zhang, and that one good.
Gotta admire the fast release of Gay. Once he has the ball in his hands, he's looking to shoot.
And Zhang kicks to Crawford. Back to Zhang. Over Anderson. Can't connect from the right block. San Antonio's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Ginobili the pass to Mills. Anderson the screen. There's the screen. Ginobili kicks to Gay. Over Zhang. Another miss by Gay. And here are the Timberwolves. They're on a 16-7 run. Outside, Jones. Pass to Jang. Stolen by Anderson. Takes a three. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Just making it look easy. Ginobili delivering that pass right on the money.
Jones with it. Picked up by Ginobili. And Muhammad kicks to Crawford. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 14 points for him.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Shots good by Mills.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and point it in the right direction.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Aldridge. Green comes in for Kyle Anderson. Murray's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills. And then for Minnesota, Wiggins is checked in for Jang. Butler comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. Good on the three-point shot. And that's 11 points for Jimmy Butler.
And this is an element of Butler's game that is deadly. He's as consistent as it gets, rising up off the pad.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Yeah, that's a painful mistake there. All you can do is just shake that one off and try your best to move on to the next play.
Teague kicks to Wiggins. And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Just a great job there from Teague to locate where his teammate was and get the ball to him on time.
San Antonio's gotten all four of the three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Gasol a screen. Gay. And the Spurs scoring again.
Always got to stay with Gay. He's a nuisance when he gets a screen. Fantastic at capitalizing in these situations.
And Butler gets it to go.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
Yeah, we got to be a DEFCON 1 here, because at this point, he is so dialed in, you got to get him off his spots.
And so it's Minnesota with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Nobody holds the ball, not even 1001. You catch it, it's a shot, it's a drive or pass, whatever you got.
Specific instructions from Greg Popovich. If you don't have a clean look, don't have an open lane, move the ball.
Yeah, and the key is fast decision-making, and that takes great recognition from all five guys in terms of communication. That's really what we call chemistry.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. Bielitsa is out there with Cole Aldridge, and it's Brooks in at point guard. Good looking screen by Gasol. Gasol, a screen on Brooks. Parker kicks to Gasol. Shoots over Aldridge. It's Gasol missing. Timberwolves shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. They set the screen. Wiggins passes to Bielitsa. On the wing, Brooks. Timberwolves passing it around. Shot clock at 6. And that one's good. Wiggins.
He has a very well-rounded offensive game. There's just no shortage of ways Wiggins has to punish an opponent, inside, outside, or otherwise.
Here's Parker. Softly drops in the floater.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Minnesota with the ball. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Brooks outside. Dishes to Aldridge. Pass to Bielitsa. Laverne with the steal. Here's Murray. Softly drops in the floater.
No defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
Brooks dishes to Wiggins. Back to Brooks. He feeds it to Butler. Aldridge with it. Working on Gasol. The kick outside to Butler. Clock at 4. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And it's Wiggins missing. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Parker kicks to Bertans. Outside Gasol. And there's the feed to Laverne. Passes it to Bertans. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Shot off the pick. Makes a big height bounce and goes in.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
There's a good screen. Brooks kicks to Bielitsa. It's Brooks on the wing. He's covered by Murray. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Back to Brooks. Kicks it out to Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
Ooh, and that dunk had some anger to it. I mean, usually he's content to just go up and get the finish with the soft touch.
Not that time. The big man looked like he had something to prove there.
Yeah, you love it when big guys play big. That's the reason they have all those screws up there on the rim.
Oof, this guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
He kicks to Aldridge. And here's Brooks from outside. Bangs home the trifecta.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's Parker on the money from 12 feet away. Parker's got 4 this quarter.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
And the pass to Bielitsa. Wiggins kicks to Aldridge. Kicks it out to Wiggins. The shot's good from Aldridge. With the premium placed and outside shooting, Brent, plus defensive rules that lessen the need to defend in isolation, will we see guys playing for more years than ever before? Less wear and tear because there's less of it inside in games.
You know, it's a great point, Kevin. I think that you're right about that. I also think that whatever we're doing off the court in terms of the players with nutrition and training regimen, that's going to be another reason why we'll see players be very effective well into their late 30s and sometimes into their early 40s, which is about my limit, Kev. I'm still effective at 45.
You are. Very effective at 45. Murray kicks to Parker. Parker with another miss.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Right now, Brent, so much ball movement is perimeter based, but as defenses have adjusted, do you think we'll see more offense Run through the post again like we did before?
I think what we're seeing, Kevin, is that post-up play is being redefined by more guards, more guys who draw attention down there on the block. And that's the way these shifts are happening. The offense right now in today's NBA is so far ahead of what defensive concepts have taught you for years that the post-up game, it'll be a few years before we get back to dynamic post-play.
I find that comment you just made fascinating, that it's that much advanced over the defense.
Yeah, because think about it, Kevin. For years and years, you've had coaching staffs and film guys talking to you about the basic qualities of a defense, and that is rim runs for the big, getting back into the paint, and building your defense out. If you do that today, you're at a disadvantage almost every possession.
If you ever did decide to go into coaching, Brent, would you also like to be the general manager to ensure you have the players you really want to coach?
Well, I'd also like a new car and a Learjet, Kevin. If I could get those two, I'll try my best. But
I hear you. I know.
I really think that relegating that role to somebody else that you can be on the same page with is the best way to go. It's a fresh set of eyes.
That's the key. I totally agree.
Fresh set of eyes, and they have the time to devote to what your team and your roster is going to need while you make sure you're developing the roster yourself. So I think having a general manager do his job and a coach do his job might be the way that I would prefer to do things, although we've seen other guys have success in both roles.
And Brooks gets it to go.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And here is Murray. There's a screen. Kicks to Laverne. Anderson outside. High arcing shot and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. It's going to go on Cole Aldrich.
Tough to match up with Kyle Anderson because of how quirky he plays. Changing speeds, plays slow, but sees the floor remarkably well.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Aldrich. Crawford comes in for Bielitsa, and Jones subbed in for Brooks. Murray with it. Jones covering. Murray the pass to Bertens. Anderson the screen. Wide open look here for Murray. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Outside, Jones. Timberwolves passing it around. Here's Jang. Not enough on that one as it misses. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Shoots the three, and it's Davis Bertans with the three.
Love to see it when he pulls up from the outside. A big guy with tremendous range is a prized commodity in today's NBA.
Pass to Patton. Muhammad on the wing. Jones dishes to Crawford. Here's Patton. Doesn't go for him. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Here's Bertans. He dishes it to Anderson. Feeds it to Murray. NBA official, NBA referee, Brent Ashley, one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's been a lot of talk about adding an official to the court. Would that make a difference?
You know, I'm thinking, Kevin, that's like asking 4 of my buddies to add a 5th guy to go out and they're all single. That means there's another guy I got to compete with. So maybe we don't have another set of eyes on the NBA game. Lots of physicality, lots of pushing and shoving. You may see more foul calling, which will slow down the tempo and the rhythm of the game. I'm not sure that's the best idea for the league.
So then adding the Secaucus and the extra eyes in New York to look at calls, I think that might take the place of adding the official.
I think the league has done a great job, Kevin, having Secaucus now have the ability to make some of those calls to help speed up what we do with regards to the replay.
Looking to end the drought, and Patton gets it to go. Now here's Murray. The rebound by Patton.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that.
Here's Muhammad. Right side, Jones. Over Murray. There's the dish to Muhammad. And too long on the shot.
And that's really a function of the offense not working
as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Here's Bertanis. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Minnesota.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
Yeah, easy call.
That free throw, no good.
Well, the Spurs system hasn't changed through the years, but certainly some things being more emphasized than others. You had the post attack, certainly with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and then it shifted to the drive and kick style with Manu and Tony Parker. And now they're back to playing the mid-range game with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
And stolen by Wiggins. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Crawford, no one around him. Outside Gibson. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. Wiggins outside, and Teague has it in the corner. Pass to Towns. Dishes to Crawford. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Towns. No good with the layup. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jimmy, you have been outspoken about the need for maximum effort. Was it part of your plan to grab wins like the one we saw tonight?
It wasn't a part of my plan, but whatever works, works. I think we got a bunch of talented guys, and at times we forget how hard we got to play. On the road, at home, this is how we got to play basketball.
Jimmy, thanks for the time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.